In today's video, we'll explore the power of every monster classified as demon level in One Punch Man. At this rank, most monsters possess strength comparable to that of high-ranking A-class heroes, some stronger, some weaker, but all of them represent genuine threats to humanity. Many of these creatures tend to gather into their own groups, such as underground factions, or the largest one of all, the Monster Association. Without further delay, let's begin the analysis. Twin-headed Tsuchinoko. This two-headed snake monster was once imprisoned in the Hero Association's containment facility. Unfortunately, its true power was never displayed, as it was instantly killed by Saitama while attempting to escape with the other monsters. Subterranean King. The king of the underworld appeared in Saitama's dream during the very first episode. In the dream, he and his powerful subordinates forced Saitama into an intense battle. However, upon waking, Saitama effortlessly defeated him with a single kick, sending the terrified minions fleeing in panic. Bruinado, a shadowy monster dressed like a bear that appeared in the snowy mountains. His true strength was never revealed, as he was immediately destroyed by a group of S-class heroes who happened to be in the area. Demonic Fan, a monster shaped like an electric fan, who once confronted the Blizzard group in City Z. He could generate strong gusts of wind capable of pushing his opponents into disadvantageous positions. However, he was quickly defeated by Saitama before he could even react. Internet Surfers, a group of 3 monsters who were once human but transformed after enduring overwhelming hatred and online harassment. Each has 2 antennae growing from their heads, allowing them to receive radio signals, though it's unclear whether this ability is useful in combat. Still, they were strong enough to defeat several heroes before being eliminated by Genos and Flashy Flash, while those 2 were pursuing Gale Wind and Hellfire Flame. Building Booper, a member of the Monster Association with a body resembling a living bomb. This allows him to trigger massive explosions capable of inflicting large-scale destruction. During the battle at the Monster Association headquarters, Booper demonstrated his power by detonating a building to block the hero's retreat. Showerhead. As his name suggests, this monster has a head resembling a shower nozzle. He can spray various types of liquid, including chemical substances that can paralyze his enemies. Additionally, he supports his allies by using high-pressure water to boost their attacks, for instance, enhancing Unihorn's spear throw against Garou. Unihorn. A teammate of Showerhead, Unihorn appears humanoid with a sharp horn on his head, a body covered in eyes and teeth. He specializes in piercing and slashing attacks, capable of spinning his body to slice enemies from multiple directions or transforming his entire body into a spear to be launched by an ally in combat. Super Mouse, once an experimental lab rat, he mutated into a monster possessing immense physical strength and rapid regeneration. With a muscular build, Super Mouse delivers powerful punches and can even regenerate an arm destroyed by Garou in mere moments. Free Hugger, a hedgehog-like monster with an absurd fighting style. It holds a sign reading, "Free Hugs," to lure victims in close, then impales them with its sharp quills. However, this tactic backfired when Puri Puri Prisoner accepted the invitation and crushed him to death in a bear hug. Eyesight, a monster reminiscent of Medusa from Greek mythology, with hair composed of venomous snakes. She can paralyze multiple heroes and even transform into a serpent-like form to amplify her toxins. Nevertheless, she was ultimately defeated by Pig God, whose unique ability grants complete immunity to all forms of poison. The Great Food Tub. Within the Monster Association, this colossal creature is infamous for its limitless appetite. It devours everything in sight, including fellow monsters, to satisfy its insatiable hunger. However, during the war against the Hero Association, the Great met his match in Pig God, an even greater glutton. Ironically, before he could showcase his full power, the Great was devoured alive by his opponent, a fitting punishment for his own greed. Fistfight Djinn. Djinn is a humanoid monster with 4 arms, renowned for his mastery of hand-to-hand combat. He can unleash a flurry of extremely fast and powerful strikes. During the Monster Association's assault, Djinn managed to corner the A-class hero Smile Man. However, his luck ran out when Bang and Bomb arrived, easily defeating him with their superior martial arts techniques. The 3 Crows. These 3 crow-shaped monsters were once students of Goketsu, transformed into monsters after undergoing martial arts training under his guidance. Despite their formal training, their combat abilities were not particularly outstanding. The trio mainly served as Goketsu's bodyguards, using their beaks, claws, and wings to fend off heroes and super fight contestants. Face Ripper, a humanoid monster with reddish-pink skin and a face covered in countless stitches. He wielded 2 sharp swords, unleashing attacks so fast that even Genos struggled to keep up. During their battle, Genos' armor was cracked by the sheer power of Face Ripper's strikes. However, he ultimately met his end after being hit by one of Genos' explosive electric blasts. Rafflesidon. This creature resembled the corpse flower Rafflesia from Sumatra Island. When it appeared in City E, Rafflesidon demonstrated 2 main abilities, controlling massive roots to attack from a distance and releasing a purple toxic gas that rendered enemies unconscious. The toxin was so potent that even S-class hero Metal Bat was temporarily incapacitated. Giant Crow. A massive crow that once flew over City M, causing chaos everywhere it went. With its enormous size and violent temperament, it destroyed everything in its path, forcing the Hero Association to order civilians to remain indoors. Fortunately, Saitama arrived in time and killed it before the city was completely leveled. Sky King. A humanoid bird monster and leader of the Skyfolk tribe. Though he did not appear often, Sky King once shook the Hero Association's headquarters by launching a barrage of fiery projectiles from above. However, his reign was short-lived, as he was quickly slain by Melzargard, one of Boros' subordinates. Armored Gorilla. One of Dr. Genus's experiments, Armored Gorilla's body is a fusion of biology and machinery, encased in an incredibly durable steel armor. Thanks to this, he could withstand Genos' high-temperature attacks while countering with devastating punches. Despite his resilience, Armored Gorilla was eventually defeated by Genos. Devil Long Hair. Once an ordinary human obsessed with having long hair, his obsession transformed him into a monster. Though his appearance retained some human traits, his hair had turned into a lethal weapon. It could extend to bind opponents, harden to pierce through flesh, or soften to strike from underground. His supernatural level of control over his hair made Devil Long Hair an unpredictable and deadly threat. Baquma. This humanoid, elephant-headed monster possessed a dangerously unique ability. He could copy the skills of other monsters by absorbing them through his trunk. Although this power only lasted for a short duration, it made Baquma a major threat on the battlefield. Before being defeated by Puri Puri Prisoner, he showcased terrifying abilities such as controlling fire, ice, and electricity, emitting ultrasonic waves, and even releasing deadly anesthetic gas. Beast King. The second most powerful mutant created in Dr. Genus's House of Evolution. His strength was fully displayed during his attack on Saitama's home. When enraged and transformed into his beast mode, Beast King unleashed two devastating techniques: Lion Slash, long-range slashes shaped like lions, and Meteor Shower, a flurry of consecutive strikes as destructive as falling stars. Despite his ferocity, Beast King was easily defeated by Saitama with a single punch. 100 Eyes Octopus. According to Gyoro, this was one of the strongest members of the Monster Association. With its colossal body and hundreds of eyes, the creature resembled a living weapon of mass destruction, using its gigantic tentacles to devastate vast areas. However, its overwhelming potential was short-lived, as multiple heroes joined forces to destroy it. Flashy Flash sliced its body apart, while Tatsumaki crushed it into a dense sphere using her psychic power. Lord of Mountains. This creature bears a hybrid form that combines features of a white tiger, an eagle, and a serpent. It was born from the resentment of animals once driven away by humans. The power of the Lord of Mountains is said to be overwhelmingly destructive, centered around 3 supernatural techniques. The first is Great Mountain Howl, a roar so mighty it causes the earth itself to tremble. The second, Volcanic Shot, unleashes fiery blasts as fierce as erupting volcanoes. And lastly, Weather Change, an ability to manipulate the climate, conjuring storms, lightning, and tornadoes to devastate the battlefield. Senior Centipede. Regarded as a smaller version of Elder Centipede, he possesses exceptional defense and endurance. Senior Centipede can shed his outer shell to heal injuries and simultaneously grow larger in size. However, unlike Elder, he is far more agile in close combat due to his smaller frame. With his technique Centipede March, Senior Centipede can circle around his opponents, delivering a flurry of rapid and deadly attacks. Awakened Cockroach. This humanoid cockroach monster is infamous for his excessive confidence, constantly boasting about his unparalleled speed. And indeed, his speed borders on the absurd. With lightning-fast movements, he can evade Genos' tracking systems and strike with such rapid, powerful blows that they severely damage the cyborg's body. True to his insect nature, he can even survive devastating injuries, as seen when he sacrificed his legs to escape Genos' laser attack and avoid an explosion right before his eyes. Rhino Wrestler, Raino, a humanoid monster with the traits of a rhinoceros, driven by an intense passion for physical training. Through extreme conditioning, he managed to evolve from a tiger-level threat to a demon level 1. In combat, Raino fully utilizes his brute strength, delivering crushing punches, impaling targets with his horn, or using his massive body to crush opponents. His thick skin acts as a natural armor, capable of deflecting Needlestar's attacks, withstanding Mizuki's chakra orb, repelling one-shooter's bullets, blocking Shadow Ring's sword strikes, and enduring multiple blows from iron. However, even his so-called impenetrable hide was ultimately pierced by Atomic Samurai's blade. G4, a humanoid robotic monster created by a mysterious organization specializing in the research and enhancement of combat capabilities in extraordinary beings. His abilities are similar to those of other cyborgs, but what makes G4 unique is that within his massive steel shell lies a small, intricately controlled core body. In battle, G4 showcases 2 main abilities: remotely piloting a gigantic robot from within and unleashing a barrage of powerful purple laser beams capable of leveling an entire area in mere seconds. G5, another humanoid robotic monster, also created by the same mysterious organization responsible for G4. However, G5 was sent to infiltrate the Monster Association, likely to fulfill the organization's hidden agenda. In battle, G5 controls a massive samurai-like robot from within, wielding 2 swords simultaneously like a master swordsman. He can extend his limbs to increase attack range, fire highly destructive laser beams, and even analyze opponents' attacks to predict their strength. One of G5's most notable abilities is his capacity to mimic fighting styles, as seen when he replicated Atomic Samurai's techniques, from his lethal strikes to the signature Atomic Slash, enhanced further by his dual blade system. Bug God, a member of the Monster Association, Bug God possesses a humanoid body fused with insect traits. He was entrusted by Gyoro with the task of monitoring Garou. With his bulging muscles and astonishing endurance, Bug God was able to withstand a direct punch from Garou. At the same time, his lightning-fast reflexes allowed him to deliver powerful counterattacks strong enough to send Garou flying. When transforming into his true form, he grows 6 muscular arms capable of launching an overwhelming barrage of relentless strikes. However, despite his might, Bug God ultimately meets his end under the crushing blow of Superalloy Darkshine's devastating punch. Vampire, also known as Pure Blood, serves as the counterpart to Zombie Man within the Monster Association. He possesses terrifying regenerative abilities, allowing him to recover rapidly by consuming the blood of any living creature. During his battle with Zombie Man, Vampire demonstrated further body manipulation powers, sprouting wings for flight, transforming into a swarm of bats, and generating sharp blades from his cloak. These abilities made him a highly unpredictable and dangerous opponent. Mosquito Girl, created by Dr. Genus, she possesses physiology similar to that of a mosquito. This grants her the ability to command entire swarms of mosquitoes within a 50-kilometer radius to drain the blood of her prey, continuously empowering and evolving herself. Upon reaching her evolved red form, Mosquito Girl becomes astonishingly agile, flexible, and powerful. In her battle against Genos, she engulfed the entire area with countless mosquitoes, generating razor-sharp wind blades that tore through buildings and inflicted severe damage on Genos, forcing him to self-destruct. Nevertheless, her reign ended instantly when Saitama defeated her with a single, casual slap. Duess, one of the most dangerous members of the Monster Association, she hides her cruelty behind a deadly, seductive beauty. She wields a spiked whip, a weapon that not only inflicts physical damage but also possesses hypnotic powers, capable of turning victims into mind-controlled slaves. Anyone struck by her whip becomes completely obedient to her commands. Beyond this, Duess demonstrates several terrifying abilities, such as extending her tongue for surprise attacks, transforming her legs into serpentine limbs to ensnare enemies, and regenerating her body by absorbing blood. Royal Ripper, perhaps the purest embodiment of a true monster. He is infamous for his sadistic delight in torturing victims without mercy. Driven by an uncontrollable bloodlust, Royal Ripper wields 2 swords fused directly to his arms. With them, he attacks his enemies wildly and without strategy. Each strike a violent outburst fueled purely by instinct, tearing everything apart until his thirst for blood is sated. However, his rampage came to an abrupt end before the hero assault even began. When he attempted to torture Baquma, Garou intervened and defeated him with a single, decisive punch. Evil Eye. Although never officially confirmed, it's fair to consider him a high-ranking dragon-level threat. This classification stems from his extraordinarily powerful Esper abilities, which were vividly demonstrated during the hero's first assault, where Evil Eye was among the leading monsters capable of shaking the entire battlefield. His psychic powers are tremendously dangerous. He can conjure mental shields to block attacks, telekinetically lift massive buildings into the air, and even generate destructive tornadoes through psychic energy. His overwhelming might forced Tatsumaki to personally intervene and annihilate him. Deep Sea King. Initially introduced in his humanoid merman form known as the King of the Deep, this was merely his land-based appearance. Upon contact with water, he reverts to his true form, larger, stronger, and far more terrifying. His physical prowess is nearly unrivaled. Strength, speed, reflexes, endurance, and attack power all far exceed the average monster. In addition, he possesses several deadly abilities, including launching giant electric eels to shred opponents, spewing highly corrosive acid from his mouth, and regenerating damaged body parts. With all these powers combined, Deep Sea King became a massive threat to City J, annihilating numerous A-class heroes and even overpowering S-class heroes such as Genos and Piri Piri Prisoner. However, his reign of terror was brought to an abrupt end when Saitama appeared and effortlessly defeated him. And that concludes all the demon-level monsters featured in this video. If you notice any missing details or inaccuracies, feel free to share them in the comments below. Thank you for watching until the end. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support our channel. See you again in the next video.